Janus Henderson, we are invested in connecting with our clients and community, but we're also invested in connections with our employees. This year, we have faced many challenges, but one topic that has been grabbing the headlines is diversity and inclusion. We define diversity as any difference that makes a difference, and we feel that an inclusive workplace is one where all employees are fully engaged. Today, I'm going to take a moment to interview some of our senior leaders to understand our approach and why diversity and inclusion is a business imperative. We will explore how it is integrated into our strategic plan to ensure we are meeting the needs of our stakeholders. We will discuss our challenges, opportunities, and the role that each individual play in our D&I journey.
What we're finding is that a lot of the client trends are actually turning into standards. Front and center of that is the topic of ESG. And in the ESG topic, of course, diversity, equity, and inclusion ties into the corporate responsibility and the good governance part of that.
I think we know as an industry we've got quite a lot we still need to do from a D&I perspective. I think it's multifaceted.
We need to recruit, we need to develop, we need to retain people with different thoughts, who think about things differently, who can build our business for the future.
There are kind of the structural things that we need to do. So making sure that we have policies, good strong policies in place that protect our employees, but also making sure that we have things in place like good hiring practices, diverse panels, making sure that we have diverse slates when we're thinking about who we hire and where we hire from.
I'm really proud of the fact that working at Janus Henderson, we've had such a long history of being an inclusive employer. And what we have found that our clients care the most about this year is that diversity is now a critical component in how they're actually choosing us as a long-term asset management partner.
Diversity can be about gender issues, it can be about race issues, it can be about veteran status. To me, it's also about what socioeconomic background somebody might bring to a conversation. And I'm constantly looking to hire people on my team that are different from me and different from what I already have as inputs in my leadership team so we can make better decisions.
I'm an ally and the executive sponsor for LGBT+ in EMEA. And I guess the key role I play is really working with the employees and thinking about what our priorities are. As an ally and an executive sponsor of LGBT+, I think it's really important that that is done at an executive level for a couple of reasons. But I think the first one is culture and tone from the top, right? The culture is set by the executive committee, and that really is really important in terms of making sure that we understand the business benefits of diversity and that we have this culture of inclusion, and that needs to permeate through our entire organization.
We have a number of employee resource groups at Janus Henderson, and one of them is the Working Parents Group, for which I serve as executive sponsor. It's a really fun group, and I think they've had a unique opportunity to impact the employee group during COVID-19 and the stay-at-home work that's occurring. The Working Parents Group has been really instrumental in helping us ensure that we have competitive maternity and paternity leave benefits, which is really important to us. But they also do a lot of work to create forums for discussion for employees and really interesting tools for employees to have at their fingertips.
There are a number of programs, our mentorship schemes, whether they be internal or external, whether they be traditional mentoring schemes or reverse mentoring. I've been lucky enough to be reverse mentored by someone who's at the nearer end of their career that I am, and understanding what is important to her and how things come across has been really important for me to understand. We were involved with the McKinsey Black Leadership work. We're involved with 100 Black interns in the US with Girls Who Invest.
I'm very honored to personally be representing Janus Henderson in a new group of C-suite and business leaders here in the community in Denver, Colorado. This group was founded by one of our ex-PMs from the Janus days, named Helen Hayes. And what she sought to do is very similar to a group that already exists in the state of New York, the New York Jobs CEO Council. So what we're all trying to come together to do is sign a charter to hopefully evidence that we aim to continue to diversify our workforces. We're going to try to build more inclusive cultures, and we're going to, of course, work on pay equality. But we're also going to hold ourselves accountable to certain metrics. So we're going to aim to hire 5,000 people from challenged socioeconomic backgrounds or marginalized communities over the next 5 or 10 years.
There are so many metrics which we look at. And some of them seem to move glacially, which can be really frustrating. So it is important that you look at different things and continue to track those as we go forward.
We have to be able to evidence in RFPs, request for proposals, and DDQs our accurate employee demographic. So that's one of the key things that we're working on this year. We're building better databases. And we also have plans to improve our hiring initiatives and some of our target recruiting programs to get those numbers up.
There are certainly administrative complexities that firms grapple with, particularly for large firms across multiple regions and jurisdictions, in collecting that employee data and ensuring that it's the right data to measure and it's accurate. So that's something that I think everyone grapples with. But it's critically important to do it for a few reasons. First, I think it creates transparency for us as a firm. And that transparency brings accountability to ensure that we're achieving positive momentum and progress. It's also something clients and consultants increasingly demand to know, which is right and true, and something the larger community is interested in. We're constantly thinking about what programs we can bring out to help further diversity at the firm. So it's really important to educate employees on diversity issues, and it gives us a chance to put our stamp on the culture and conduct we want to see at Janus Henderson from our employees.
I think we've made a lot of progress. But there's a lot more to do, and those are some of the things that we're actually working on that we can always do better. One of the other big initiatives that we have in my part of the company in distribution, product, and marketing is we're starting to align career paths and development plans and really hold our managers accountable to build stronger and more balanced teams. And I think that's going to help a lot in the future, but that's going to take many years. But I'm very proud that we have some of these grassroots programs that we're starting to support at Janus Henderson.
Thank you all for sharing your insight and perspective. Together, we can make a difference in elevating the conversation and changing behaviors to ensure we are consciously inclusive at Janus Henderson and within our industry.